Hello and welcome to my woodworking and wood turning YouTube channel. I get quite a bit of questions about my homemade wood lathe, so I'll talk a bit about it and show you what I did wrong, what I did right, and what I would do next time. First of all, why would you build one when you can buy one? Well, I don't recommend building one to at least own one wood lathe and have outgrown its capabilities. The reason really for making one yourself is cost, unique or large turnings, and being able to customize it to your liking. There are so many mini lathes out there that are very accurate, have variable speed control, and are very affordable. I could pick one up right now for $400, ready to fly, and have a pepper mill done by the end of the day. So my first recommendation would be know what you're planning on turning. My second recommendation would be know what materials are available to you. If you have a welder and you know how to use it, then what are you doing watching YouTube videos? Head down to the shop and start building. If you don't have a welder and you're not able to access one without paying to get it done, then you're going to start looking at that big giant pile of wood that you have laying around somewhere. And why not use wood? We're all wood turners here. It's been done before. You still want to make it as heavy as possible though, so large timbers are a good place to start. I won't go into too much detail about doing one out of wood though. So the first thing I did was make a frame consisting of two I-beams I found at a local scrapyard. I was fortunate enough to actually find galvanized I-beams, as normal I-beams would probably just rust in the yard. There is also a huge problem to this, as anything galvanized is very hard to weld and consists of many hours of grinding. You can basically build the frame any way you like it. I basically just thought up a few ideas over the course of a couple days, put them on paper, and tried replicating it and see what would fit. You want to make it heavy, sturdy, and create the least amount of vibrations possible. I got the main head shaft made by a local machinist that we have in town that does hydraulics. We happen to know him through our shop, so it made it very easy, and I only had to pay him $40 for the materials. I got him to do a 1 inch by 7 TPI, which was the same threads that I had in my other lathe, which made chucking very easy. I could switch one to the other. If I could probably do it again, I would try and make it a little bit bigger and try and make it as beefy as possible, so maybe jump up to an 1.5 inches or even reduce down to a 1 inch but use an 1.5 inch shaft or a 2 inch shaft even. What I also got him to do was put a 3/8 bottoming tap into the other end of it, so I could, if I wanted to, put a handle there when I decide to change the design of it later on. The pulleys and bearings I actually got from a local industrial supplier that we have in town that's open to the public. Just a 1 inch very simple high-speed bearings, greased bearings. The pulley I have running on the top shaft is about 9.5 inches wide, and the one on the bottom is around 2 or 3 inches, I believe, which runs to about 600 RPM from the original 750. One thing I would definitely do different on my next one would be either put a different motor or some kind of belt system that would give me a variable speed control. What I would probably do is put a 220 volt single to 3-phase kind of motor on it that runs about a 2 horsepower probably, but something that I can easily put in a variable speed control. The one I have right now is just off of a 110 volt system, 1.5 horsepower ball door motor, which does very well for the amount that I put on it, but having a variable speed control is just next to nothing. You gotta have that for doing large turnings. Eventually I'm going to update this whole headstock system. I'll probably put 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch plate on 4 of the sides and just really beef it up, make it as big as possible. I'm getting a few vibration issues, but it's not that bad. It's only when I do really heavy gouge work on the inside, so for now it works really good. One other thing I'll probably change would be the tool rest a little bit. It's a good design, but I'll probably just go more straight up instead of going back at an angle. It's a little hard to move around, and I'll probably make the base a little bigger too, as sometimes it gets a little wobbly. So I hope you guys like my homemade lathe, and if you guys got any opinions or suggestions or comments, feel free to leave them down below or message me personally. So thanks a lot for watching. I'll keep you guys posted and keep on turning.